Brief explanation of the poem Ozymandias by P.B Shelley. Ozymandias is a poem in sonnet form written by the English poet Shelley in 1817 and published in 1818. The poem was inspired by a discussion on ancient Egypt between Shelley and his friend Horace Smith, in particular by a historical description that they read of a giant statue of Ozymandias, which is another name for the pharaoh Ramses II in the desert of Egypt. In this poem, Shelley, the poet, describes how he met a traveler from Egypt, the ancient land of the pharaohs, who informed him that there was a huge ruined statue of Pharaoh Ramesses II in the desert, the legs of which were still standing, but the rest of the statue was broken down. The stern and arrogant face of the statue lay on the ground, which some sculptor had made very realistically, showing all the emotions. There was also a pedestal there on which was written that this is the statue of Ozymandias, King of Kings, who mightier than all. Look at this statue and see how superior he was. You cannot compete with him. But now, this proud statue was in pieces, in ruins, and all its power and grandeur was finished. The desert had taken over. The sand spread all around it and nothing else. It was abandoned and forgotten. Themes. If we look at the basic themes in this poem, there are two. Number one, power and the pretensions of rulers and their mortality, symbolized by the shattered and broken statue of Ozymandias, compared to number two, the unending and everlasting power of nature, symbolized by the desert surrounding the broken statue, the desert that has taken over, that has won. We can infer that behind nature, behind the creation of nature, there is a larger eternal power, the creator of everything, the universe. But this inference would be merely our inference, because Shelley was not a believer in God or any other creator. He only saw nature itself as a power, a force, mightier than the ephemeral human kings and emperors.